Okay, this is the one I did live, so I'm going to record it. And in the book, it was past, present, future. But to me, these are affirmations, confirmations of good works you can do every day. So, Ascended Masters Buddha and Peridot, Wild Compassion. We bring you the blessing of wild compassion. What if a restriction now could prepare you to receive greater freedom in the not too distant future, to be able to appreciate, enjoy, and fully receive that freedom? What if growing pains now would strengthen you to be ready to receive a life-changing opportunity headed your way? What if rest and time to just be at this moment would help you build up your reserves for vital energy for the time in the future when you will be asked to step up, perhaps to lead or use your energy in some way to support many? Wow. Wild compassion is at work in your life, and you can trust that it knows what you need and when, and will deliver it with unsurpassed grace. Wild compassion is what is active in your life when something is a hidden blessing. In some spiritual traditions, this is known as obscurance grace. It is something that seems to be undesirable at first, and yet in due course reveals itself to actually be something for which you are most grateful. When the situation is happening, however, it will often seem absolutely impossible to the mind that you could ever feel gratitude for what is taking place. Yet if you allow yourself to encourage in your life journey with an open and trusting heart, you'll find that wild compassion will bamboozle your mind and dazzle your heart again and again with its unfailing, gracious, and tender love for your soul. As you take this journey, you will come to realize you are not just another blob of light having a life experience in this universe, one amongst many, not particularly known or loved or acknowledged. In fact, the universe loves to care for you with such personal, intimate detail that every need is anticipated and responded to with care. No matter how difficult things seem to be at times, you will, if you keep your heart and mind open, come to realize you are always, without fail, being served by a loving divine intelligence. When wild compassion strikes, you are going to need to delve deep and tap in to trust, into curiosity, and into a sense of humor. You can know that only the divine can truly put your plans into absolute disarray, and if that is happening, which is absolutely will from time to time, then there is a good, loving, and helpful reason for it. The best way to respond to wild compassion is to allow yourself to be wild too. That means not being afraid to let go of the script of your life, to think on your feet, or even better, to let your instincts move your feet and not think so much at all. To let yourself intuitively respond to life as though you were in a dance together rather than a boxing match. You don't have to duck and weave and avoid what life sends your way. You can play, engage, be curious, sometimes feel pain, but always understand that the pain, because sometimes pain is unavoidable part of life. Is part of the healing the divine is sending your way. Oh, there was a hyphen. because sometimes pain is an unavoidable part of life. You must understand that pain is part of the healing the divine is sending your way and is not out of cruelty. Sometimes pain is letting something go now saves you from the agony of having what was not meant for you, causing you far greater suffering over the long term. Wild compassion is not always painful. Often it is utterly joyful. It sweeps in and before your eyes what was considered an opportunity for small gain become a trigger for escalating flow of divine blessings into your life. Wild compassion provides whatever is needed for your deepest and most soul-satisfying success. It is neutral, it is wise, and it serves the higher will of the universe. It cannot be controlled by the mind, nor is it often understood by the mind, except in hindsight upon occasion. It cannot be thwarted or blocked by human will, yet it is our choice whether or not we embrace and enjoy it, even if we find it mysterious or resist and fears. Okay, embrace and enjoy it, or resist and it fears it's working in our lives. Yeah, kind of, right? For those reasons, you can trust it completely in the hand of the divine, sweeping in and uprooting what needs to be removed and planting what needs to be planted. It might be stark at times, but it is always loving. And no matter what you believe at the time, eventually you will be grateful. A lot of things come to mind here lately about that. All right, so the healing process to integrate this guidance, you may like to say this invocation now. I call upon the crystal angel of Peridot and ascended Master Buddha, who loved me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing blessings of wild compassion. I open my heart to the loving intervention and decisive action of divine will in my life. May all beings be blessed with wild compassion through tenderness and merciful grace. Through my own free will, so be it. If you further wish to integrate this guidance, hold the oracle card with an magnet face downwards, resting on your crown chakra on top of your head. Relax and breathe in several times and say out loud, I choose my own free will through this and any lifetime and through all layers of my entire being to surrender any resistance to the unconditional love of wild compassion. I open myself up to life, vulnerable, trusting, and delighted with the divine intimacy of my unconditional loving connection to life and the universe. Through divine grace and unconditional love, so be it. Okay, so now this one's the between the hands. May the wild compassion bring joy to the hearts of all living beings according to the divine compassion and in service of the great divine plan of love unfolding, so be it. And then you can finish the healing process of this affirmation and say aloud 3 times, I am blessed by wild compassion and I trust in the unconditionally loving intervention of the divine on my behalf. My life is wild and free, a faithful expression of my soul, blessed by grace. I am blessed by wild compassion, and I trust in the unconditionally loving intervention of the divine on my behalf. My life is wild and free, a faithful expression of my soul, blessed by grace. I am blessed by wild compassion, and I trust in the unconditionally loving intervention of the divine on my behalf. My life is wild and free, a faithful expression of my soul, blessed by grace. Namaste. Blessings, people.